Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Thanks for your help. Not that I need you or anything. I am fine without you.
But Horikita, I've never considered you an ally. Not even for a second. Not you. Not Kushida. Not Hirata. People are nothing but tools to me. Winning is everything. And in the end, I'm going to win. That's all that matters.
There's something unsettling about Kiyotaka Ayanokoji. He isn't just smart, he's beyond intelligent. He isn't just composed, he's untouchable. And yet, despite his overwhelming abilities, he hides in the shadows, letting others take the spotlight. Why? Because Ayanokoji understands something most people never do. True power is silent, true strength is subtle, and true control is invisible. In this video, we're going to break down the mindset, philosophy, and hidden genius of Kiyotaka Ayanokoji. What makes him so effective, why is he always 10 steps ahead, and most importantly, what can we learn from him? Quick disclaimer, as an overall, I don't think his character is that good, especially for self-improvement people. I believe you're better off, especially in self-improvement, to opt for a path with more authenticity in it. A character that I think would be more impressive to adopt into real life, though not as good in terms of psychology and all that, is this dude. However, so long so at least your intentions are for good. I hope you enjoyed the video. If we're going to observe Ayanokoji, the first thing that we're going to see is how he operates with absolute emotional control. He never panics, never reacts irrationally, and never lets emotions dictate his actions. This is pure stoicism in action. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Ayanokoji embodies this completely. He doesn't allow external events, whether it's manipulation, betrayal, or high-pressure situations, disrupt his internal state, and this makes him unstoppable. What can we learn from this? Master your emotions and master your life. Don't let setbacks, insults, or stress control you. Take a deep breath. Assess the situation logically and move forward strategically. You see how the rest of his classmates or other people in the school get affected and get pushed further back because something unprecedented happened and now they have a reaction. But once again, going to stoicism and talking about reaction, Marcus Aurelius talks about the opinion of things. If you can have an opinion of something, then choose the opinion to be something that benefits you. If it isn't, then discard it completely. Now this next observation is very crucial for today's day and age, because most people today want to show off their skill. They want recognition, praise, and validation. But Ayanokoji, he does the opposite. He hides his abilities, allowing people to underestimate him. But why? Because being underestimated is one of the greatest advantages in any competition. Sun Tzu in The Art of War states, "Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak." Ayanokoji understands that the moment you reveal your full power, you become a target. But if people see you as average, they lower their guard, and that's when you strike. If you practice martial arts like me, this example is as literal as just changing the speed, right, like the rhythm. Let's say that you're wrestling, doing jiu-jitsu with someone. You're going slow, whatever, and then to get like a little advantage or an edge, you change up the tempo, and then suddenly the opponent freaks out, and then you get a winning position. Or from another side completely, it is just, having a pretty face and just acting like the fool, right? And then letting other people say rubbish and rubbish. You're collecting that dirt, collecting their words, and then letting them kind of say foolish things, which then you're going to turn against them. And you're no longer going to be just a pretty face, but say, "Hey, motherfucker, I actually compile all this bullshit that you've been saying, and I know what you're like, and I'm more than just a pretty face, I am this and that, and I'm gonna show you." The takeaway, don't rush to prove yourself. Stay quiet, observe, and strike only when necessary. Ayanokoji's intelligence isn't just about book smarts, it's about foresight. He thinks 10 steps ahead, planning not just for the present, but for every possible future outcome. In chess, grandmasters don't think 1 or 2 moves ahead. That's what people like me do. They, on the other hand, calculate entire sequences. Ayanokoji applies the same logic to life. always setting traps, anticipating responses, and preparing countermeasures before his opponents even realize they've lost. So how could you apply this? Stop reacting to life, but start anticipating it. Think about the immediate. If you make a decision, ask yourself, what happens next? And then what? And then what? Always play for the long game. This type of advice also works for productivity, because if you don't give yourself a concrete plan, you allow room for bad things to happen. For instance, tomorrow I'm going to wake up at 9 AM or 8 AM, then I'm going to do this amount of work, and then after this amount of work I'm going to eat this food, and after I eat this food in this amount of frame time, I'm going to do blah blah blah. If you follow a certain plan, right, and you anticipate what's gonna happen, oh, I'm gonna check my phone, so I need to sort out this email or this flight, you don't waste any time. You don't think, oh, I'm gonna check my phone quickly to check that email now in the morning, and you also get distracted with some other things before achieving any work, and blah blah blah. Another thing about him is that Ayanokoji is cold when it comes to relationships. Why? Because he sees attachment as a weakness. The Stoics believe that love, if uncontrolled, leads to irrationality, and Ayanokoji follows this principle to the extreme. But here's the real lesson. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring without being controlled by emotions. He understands that emotions can cloud judgment, so he chooses logic over impulse. This is again something very practical and useful and needed for today's age, where instant gratification and impulses are left, right, center. Check pornography, check social media, do this, spend no time on that. Never working on yourself, never trying to become better. Even though you desire to, having more control over your impulses will lead you to a better life, a happier life, a more fulfilling life. And also, unfortunately for him, well, in some sense fortunately, he simply has been brought up with a childhood that doesn't let him feel these things. But in our case, that we're more normal and we can feel love and the like, do have more control over your emotions. Ayanokoji rarely speaks, yet commands respect. Why? Because dominance isn't just about words, it's about presence. The way you carry yourself, the way you look at people, the way you stay composed. These things speak louder than anything you say. Confidence is not shouting, confidence is silence with weight. So take note, work on your posture, control your tone, make your presence felt, not only heard. Ayanokoji's philosophy is ruthless but effective. He shows us the power of control over emotions, over perception, over strategy. And while we don't need to be as cold as he is, we can learn from his methods. Stay emotionally composed. Hide your true strength until it is needed. Always think ahead. Master emotional detachment. Command respect with more than just your words. In a world where most people act impulsively, those who master these principles will always be steps ahead. So ask yourself, are you playing checkers or chess? Yeah, strive to be 1% better every day, and much love.